So then, this is a bit of a different video because, well, I'm out and about. I'm exploring again, and I'm on my travels. And believe it or not, I'm actually in a place that I say always wanted to come. I've wanted to come ever since I saw it for the first time because it just struck me as a really interesting place. And if you recognise these really ancient historical houses behind me, to my left, to my right, over here, over there, you may think, well, what fantasy Victorian or Georgian dreamland are you living in? Well, no, I'm not living in a fantasy Victorian or Georgian dreamland. I'm in fact here in the Highlands, in the 21st century. Yes, believe it or not, these are 21st century built houses, I believe built in 2020 to 2022, something like that. And this is in fact a sort of scheme to rebuild a village, that being the place that we're in, and sort of give it a new lease of life. I'm sure there'll be more information as the video progresses. I may even add a little professional sort of voiceover thingy-mabobby like that. Yeah, I can tell we're in the 21st century because there's Wally's in cars, which in the Georgian and Victorian times, believe it or not, you didn't get. Wow. Anyway, this, my friends, is Tornagrain, located between Inverness and Nairn. And if I must say so myself, it is a rather funny place. I am being slightly conscious about filming though, because believe it or not, this isn't like a movie set. This isn't some sort of like fantasy dreamland, as I stated before. People actually live here. These are people's real houses where, well, they live, sleep, eat, drink, and repeat, basically. And this is just a sort of neighbourhood, like I said, between Inverness and Nairn. And it's genuinely really, really strange. Like, what possessed them to build it sort of, well, as seen? Look, like, windows such as those ones up there, which look really old and look sort of, well, if you will, classic. But looking closely, it kind of just looks like it's made of plasticine. It's really weird. And, well, the street lamps are the same. Look, they're like in an old style, but they just, there's just something off about it. I'm sorry if you live here, because, well, I'm not, because the houses are quite expensive, I've heard. That's so I've heard. But I know it was part of some sort of scheme to sort of repopulate the area, and it's a complete new town, a new premises here, as I just professionally swap my hand. Look at that, very, very smooth and effortless indeed. To sort of bring this area back to life. And I hope in this little brief video I can show you sort of the rough area as the wind begins to, well, sort of blow in this area, and the blue Fiat Panda goes that way. Very exciting. I'll hopefully just do a little bit of a brief sort of, I say tour, it's not really a tour because I'm not sort of showing you around, I'm just showing you the place. Because, well, it interests me, and if it interests me, then I'm sure it will interest you. He was wondering what I'm doing, probably thinks I'm some sort of like BBC reporter. I'm really not that professional with my Massey Ferguson hat, with hair sticking out. Yeah, not many BBC reporters are like that. So behind me here, this is Lockandinty Road. Look at that. Look how original this is. Look at how sort of well, as the Land Cruiser gets in the way. You see, 21st century village. Lockandinty Road. Look how original that is. We've got peach houses, we've got white houses, we've got a house up there that, like, if I just zoom it in, can you see that? It looks like a, what are they called? A party ring. The party ring colours, that's what they are, party ring houses. And also there's these like weird wooden sort of houses which are also streamed all over the shop. Am I zoomed out? Yes, I am. So yeah, it is generally weird. In terms of other facilities then, including a whole host of different streets, they go that way, there's sort of this main focal point, if you will, I hate the phrase, but a focal point here in the centre. So we've got the Tornagrain pharmacy, and just behind me, where that road sign is, this is in fact the Tornagrain stores, which is, I believe, just an actual shop. It doesn't sell like merchandise. You can't get a Harry Potter scarf in there. It is just a genuine shop, which is really, really strange. Like, just weird. Tornagrain, from the Scottish Gaelic Tornagrain, meaning the sunny mount, is a hamlet and planned village in the Scottish Highlands, situated around 7 miles 11 kilometres northeast of Inverness. It falls within the Highland Council area for local government purposes, and Tornagrain lies 1 mile 2 kilometres southeast of Inverness Airport, and 2 miles 3 kilometres southeast of Castle Stuart. In 2009, the Moray Estates submitted designs to planning authorities for a new community of more than 10,000 residents near the old hamlet of Tornagrain. Planning permission was granted for the building of 5,000 new homes in September 2012. Developers claim Tornagrain is the first new town to be built in Scotland for more than 50 years. Moray Estates began building on the site in 2018 and is planning to continue until at least 2060 for future expansion. The 250th home was built in 2022, and a small number of businesses such as a supermarket, cafe, and pharmacy had taken up residency too. However, concerns were raised about the provision of other key services, with a local primary school not opening yet, at least until 2030. The hamlet is served by bus. In 2023, Inverness Airport railway station was completed, which lies less than 1 mile northwest of Tornagrain. And, well, just after I've crossed the road there, I was just sort of moving out of the wind because we are deep in the Highlands here, and the weather is frightful, basically. It just changes. 1 minute it's sunny, the next minute it's snowing, and believe it or not, a minute later, could be thunder and lightning. Who knows? So yeah, here's the Tornagrain pharmacy, as shown by up there. But it is in fact a fully fledged pharmacy. Like I said, it's not like the Black Country Living Museum, which I hate to say it. I used to think it was something like that. And believe it or not, look at this. Wait a minute. If I just show you this in great detail, is that a post box? It's a bloody post box, isn't it? You can post your letters in there. So exciting. Lorry. Wait a minute. He's pulled up right behind me. You see? Modern village. You didn't get that in the Georgian Times. So yeah. In terms of other features, there's one more thing that I do want to show you. Obviously, just trying to be respectful because, well, as you can see, it's bin day and people live here. That is the 2 fantastic bus shelters that it has. So it's got one on this side of whatever this road's called. Marina Court. No, it's not called that. I don't know. I've got this one here, which is, well, very, very ornate and very grand. Look at it, look at this. Ooh. It's made out of real Highland oak. Fantastic. And, well, it's got a nice little bench. No timetables or anything. But this is sort of the disembarking stop. And then the bus just travels, well, up the road. Just sort of, well, oopsie doopsie. The bus travels sort of just up there and turns around at a little turning area, which I'm not walking up there because my bus that I'm catching is in like, well, 5 minutes, and I wouldn't make it up there and back, and I don't want to miss it because the bus service here, believe it or not, is very, very poor. Also, hopefully I covered that when I did the little voiceover thing because, well, to get here, you obviously either need a car, a truck, and you're doing your job, or you need to travel by bus. So there's one more thing. Like I said, there's 2 shelters. There's not just this one. If I just handsomely stroll over this road in a leisurely manner, I'll take you over to the sort of more prominent bus shelter, if you will. And, well, I don't even know what it's called. You probably can't actually hear it because of this lorry, but this one is very well equipped. Look at this. A beautiful little bench to rest your legs, which I wouldn't advise doing. But, the lorry driver's nodding. But it is fully fledged. We've got up-to-date timetables, February 2026. Well done, Highland Council. And for once, well done, Stagecoach. Apart from the really poor timetabling and bus sort of, well, workings and allocations and general stuff here in the fantastic village of Tornagrain. So yeah, with that said, hopefully I've covered all the basics that you need to know about Tornagrain, the wonders, the mysteries, the magic, and of course, well, just the general sort of, well, idea of the place. Is that what I can say? And hopefully, like I said, this video has given you some sort of, well, brief overlook as to what it's like, why it's here, and what the bloody hell it is. I'm going to wait for my boss, the 13, I believe, coming from down the hill that way, and it's going to sort of turn around, so I'm going to try and get a photo of it coming down. Then it'll turn around, and I'll hopefully meet it back here, all being well. If not, then, well, I've got like a 20-minute walk down to the airport, which I wouldn't mind doing, but it just means I would miss a British Airways Airbus A320, which I've covered on this channel many times before, I think. Probably. I can't remember. Anyway, with that said, I hope you've enjoyed this little one. I hope it was actually good. I hope the sound actually worked. I hope a lorry didn't get in the way. I hope stupid modern day 21st century future world cars didn't get in the way. And if they did, well, you can just all tell them to sod off. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in, well, possibly days gone by? Old glory? Something like that. I don't know what you call this place. Dystopian? A dystopian land? Far, far away, somewhere where I reside today. Okay, right, I'm going now because I'm just getting carried away. Maybe I'll get carried away on a horse and cart. It's pretty appropriate. Okay, right, I'm actually going to leave. Right, I'm going to do a comical walk-off shot. That was really goofy, wasn't it?